Medical Courier Connection podcast is brought to you by Key Software Systems. We believe that every delivery has a story, and it starts with you. That's why we built an ecosystem uniting accounting, delivery, tracking and shipping, reporting, and more to not only bring full delivery transparency to your customers, but to reduce errors and inefficiencies that stand in the way of over-delivering on your customer expectations. We'll drive the heavy lifting that keeps your business innovative with the latest technology so that you can focus on building connections with your customers.
Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody, Ken with Integrity, Ken with Integrity, Ken with Integrity, Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training.
We are providing on-site training in Roseville, Minnesota.
A man's digits turn blue due to too much cannabis use. A woman in Melbourne, Australia dies after being scratched by Minty, her cat. Stole the hearse and dumped the body on the side of the road, still strapped to the gurney, and then continued on with their joyride. A dog had to be put down after it was crushed by a package thrown over a garden fence, its owners claim. So, stay compliant, my friends. Get all your medical courier training needs from us at www.integritydelivers.com.
Welcome back to the Medical Courier Connection podcast.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, listen, one thing that strikes me about that open, and I just realized it, my hairstyles definitely are belie a man in crisis. I mean, what is going on with that? It's long, it's short, it's long, it's short. Guys, we are so honored right now to have truly a boss maker in this industry with us on the Medical Courier Connection podcast, Tony Frith at Stick With Us Deliveries. Tony, you've been killing it online and in your business life. So we thought we'd have you on for a few minutes and talk a little bit about how you got to where you're at. But first of all, welcome, Tony.
Yo, what's good, man?
What's good? Life is great, man. Listen, it's funny. You just showed us the beach down there in Fort Lauderdale, wherever you are, and we're about ready to get some snow here. So I am anxious I'm anxious for some more. But that's Colorado. I've heard stories in Colorado. They've actually had snowstorms in July. So, so it is what it is. Wow. But hey, listen, man, I wanted to share you with some of our followers. We got about 250,000 followers across our different streams, not quite as many as you do, but I wanted to hear from you about how you got started. Quickly, if you don't mind sharing your story, it'd be awesome to share with our followers.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Tony. Own a cargo van business, box truck business called Stick With Us Delivery Service. I got started in this industry about 6 years ago. I started working with a company as a box truck driver. I learned the business when I was driving that box truck. I asked a lot of questions. I always tell people, like, anything you do in life, if you work for someone and you see they make a lot of money, then I always say a closed mouth don't get fed. Ask questions. It's just super important. So I was able to learn the business by asking questions, finding out about it, finding out how much it makes. And I was like, I need to figure out how to do this. And then I stumbled across apps and stuff like that I can use with a car. And it really took off from there.
Okay, why cargo van? I mean, people that choose all sorts of vocations. How did you get into that industry specifically?
Yeah, so the cargo van was, I knew somebody that had a cargo van. I was wanting the box truck because that's the only thing I was used to. But I noticed the box trucks was too expensive. That's why I always tell people, hey, you about 20, 30,000 if you're going to start a box truck business. And I found out about the cargo van. I said, wait a minute. I'm like, I ain't know nothing about cargo vans. And I started doing my research. I started saying, okay, that's within my reach. And I bought my first cargo van 2020. That was when I bought my first one. And I just never looked back after that, man.
Wow. So, and you started posting some things on TikTok. Tell me a little bit about that, because you had one video that really took off.
Yeah, so I had it was maybe 21. I had a video. I was using apps and I was getting loads from brokers. And I had a video where I did $1,200 in one day, just, in Miami, Florida, Fort Lauderdale. That's normally where I work, West Palm, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. and it made 1,200. But I said, you know what? And that was my first time filming a full day of myself working, and I was like, I was trying to think of something catchy. I'm real big on trying to figure out
Yeah.
that right title to use, and
Yeah.
so I just said how I made $1,000 in one day. I just kept it like that. I went to sleep. I noticed that it was right before I went to sleep. It had like 10,000 views, and I was like, "Wow, this is a little different." Because normally, I only got 700 followers. So I was shocked that it had 10,000 views. Normally, that don't happen. And when I woke up, I had all these missed calls. Everybody calling me, telling me I'm going viral, and I ain't really know nothing about no social media. I was like, "What is
Yeah.
viral? I don't know what that is." And it was like that video you dropped is going crazy. I went on my video, it had 250,000 views. I was in disbelief. I
Yeah.
went from 700 followers to 10,000 followers in 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
That's
insane. And now we are like 148,000. It's crazy. That's on TikTok.
That's amazing. That's so cool. And yeah, you are clearly the name in the cargo van industry. And so Justin we have a CSR that takes our calls all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And when people call and they say, I want to get into medical courier, he will start to ask them about their situation in life, about what kind of vehicles they use. As soon as they say cargo van or box truck or whatever, Tony will stick with us. He'll refer them directly to you. He'll even turn them away from our training program and say, go to Tony first. Tony's going to set you. He'll get you started in this industry. And so we believe in what you do. I mean, we see the success of so many of your mentees. And so at what point did you decide I'm going to teach others? And this mentorship thing, it's beyond me. I don't have the bandwidth for it. I think it takes a special person to be a mentor. How did you decide? No, serious. How did you decide I want to be a mentor?
Man, yo, you so right, bro. It take a special person, and all my family, everybody around me tell me this every day. They say, I don't know how you can deal with that many people, because I see you got the Celsius. Shout out to Celsius.
We're gonna get them as a sponsor, no question.
Oh yeah, ain't no question. So but yeah, I taught one of my friends. One of my friends seen how much money I was making out of Georgia. His name Ron, and he was like, hey, I'm interested in this. So I told him how to get into it, and he got up and running, and he was making really good money. And I was like, wow, okay. And then I had like helped somebody else. And then what happened was, like, I was just doing courses, medical course, cargo van course. That was all I had, and like, I was doing booking consultations. And then I just kept like talking to people. And what I started noticing is that a lot of people, it was hard for them to navigate through like search engines or even Craigslist and Indeed. It was hard for them to navigate through that kind of stuff. And I was like, dang, what can I do about this, man? And I'm gonna tell you, God works in mysterious ways, bro, because I had someone reach out to me, man, and she said, she was like, I can help you. She's like, I build courses for celebrities, and I can help you, get all this up and running. Just in return, can you like help, my husband get started in the business? And so, I gave them all the information I had so they can learn. And then what ended up happening was I had got a mentor, and when I had got a mentor, they was like, why you haven't started your mentorship program? It was like, you really know this. You do this every day, all day. You got your friend up and running. He's doing amazing. I feel like you'd really be a good teacher. They kept telling me that. And I was like, but in my mind, I'm like, wow, that's going to take up so much of my time. That's going to change my life, because I have to like give myself, to the world. And so I had to like really pray about that. And then I was just like, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna tell you what really did it for me is when I met this young man. I was valeting my car all the time, and this young man asked me, "What do I do?" And I told him. He said, "How can I be a part of this?" 21 years old, and I said, "Well, I'm thinking of starting a mentorship program, and I'll mentor you." And man, I mentored that young man, and within 30 days, he was up and running. He made 4,700 his first week, 13,000 his first month. And he did 200,000 in 9 months at only 21 years old. His name is Marlon. His name is Marlon. Velaz Express is his company. And when I seen that, bro, it was a wrap. I fell in love with helping people and mentoring people at that point, and people that are just eager and want to learn something. That did it for me, man. To be real with you.
How do you handle, and this is going to be, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want. My
Okay.
biggest concern was that there's so many people that have expectations. And if
Yeah.
they don't apply what they've learned, they're
Yeah.
going to come back and they're going to say, your program didn't work, when in
Yeah.
reality, they didn't work. How
Yeah.
do you handle all that negativity when people come at you? Because I'm sure there's a percentage of people that didn't quite get it. It just didn't work for them for whatever reason. How do you handle that side of it?
That's a good question. I mean, so when I first started, I was having some of those issues sometimes, and so I'm the type that I know how to stay open minded and look at the situation, see what's going on. So for me, I was like, okay, what can I change? What can I switch up? Even though I knew that they wasn't applying themselves, but I always, I'm real big on my customer service skills. And that's something I had to learn over time. And I was like, you know what? Even if they're upset, even if they're in their feelings or whatever the case may be, I still got to be professional at the end of the day. And I always let people know, like, I know you feeling some kind of way right now, but I'm still here for you. Whatever you need me for, I am here for you. And that's how
Wow.
I approach it, to let them know, like, but at this point in my life, 2025, right now today, it's like, I know it's you because my program works. It's like, it's proven. Like, I got people making millions a year. I got people making $500,000 a year. I got a lot of them. We over 1,400 mentees right now. So I know it works. So now I think what happened was, by me posting so many of my results,
Yeah.
now it's not a question of if it works. It's more of a question of now is people are really like, trying to get it together. Like, like saying like, dang, I know this program works, so I got to make sure I do my part. So before you used to be like a little laid back, like, dang, man, you said if I just do this, and it's like, no, bro, you got to put the work in. Like,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, if I got 500 companies in my portal and you sign up for 2, it's you. I tell them straight up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
I got a prime example. I had 2 ladies that live in the same city, and one of them haven't been with me for 2 months and was having issues getting contracts. But what I went above and beyond. I called a company that I know to hire her on my behalf, and they did it. And that person
Wow.
messed it up. And so I say, you know what? I got some more stuff for you. So I got a new mentee. That mentee wasn't even a mentee for 2 weeks and already got 3 contracts. We're only using a personal vehicle. Got 2 medical contracts and then got a local carrier contract. And so I said, look, I just got this mentee started me 2 weeks ago. They already got 3 contracts. You've been with me for 2 months and you messing up contracts. So look, I'm going to get these other companies to you. I want you to apply for them so you can be just as successful. What I'm starting to learn is that a lot of us we don't know how to get over our fears, or we don't know how to really apply ourselves. You really got to put the work in. I tell people all the time, these companies don't know you. Like, we don't know you. You're new to the business. You just started. You ain't even got a resume. So it's like, you can't expect someone to roll the red carpet out for you if you haven't done your proper work. If you ain't went to Ken on and got your HIPAA and bloodborne pathogen certification. If you don't have the LLC and the EIN. Ken, I'm gonna share some information with you. I was just had a meeting with SDS and MDS 2 days ago. The
Okay.
meeting went amazing. So, like, I'm already partners with them, but we're about to do something even more amazing. And I'll be announcing that real soon. And it's because, like, companies want to, like, make sure people are well trained and ready to go and have everything they need, because a person can sign up with an application. And that's what I tell people. Y'all got to understand that I talk to these companies. I got relationships with them. And I ask them the questions that y'all ask me. I bring them back to them. And when they tell me, I was like, they said they got to have this, and this. So if you are watching this and you trying to get in this business, listen to Ken or listen to me. If we're telling you need certain stuff, we're telling you for a reason. It's not to hurt, it's to help you. It's just that simple.
Do you think some people are afraid of success, Tony?
Oh yes, now I have to be honest and say I am a part of that. Majority of my life, I knew that my dad always used to be hard on me, God rest his soul. He used to always like say, son, you have so much talent and you're not using it. And he used to be mad that I'm not using my talents. And And it was because I felt if I really gave it my all, I would be extremely successful. And I had a fear of that for a long time. So I did just enough not to be famous. That's what I used to always do. And I knew I could do more. And I got to the point and I said, when you lose everything, bro, I lost everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? So when you lose everything, man, and you like lose the people around you, and they don't believe in your dreams or nothing, and if something sparked a big flame inside of me at that moment, and I say, you know what? I'm gonna really put myself out there. I'm gonna give it my all, and whatever come out of it, that's what come out of it. And look what came out of it, man. And my
Oh
dad,
yeah.
the whole time, he was right.
It's interesting. Every once in a while, someone comes along that inspires other people to greatness, and you can look at sports figures, you can look at movie stars, but in this industry, in the logistics industry, and I've been in the industry since 1980. Really, I'm that old. But every once in a while, certain people come along and you go, wow, that person right there is changing people's lives. That person, there's something special about Tony Frith. There's something special about the Courier chick, other people that we're affiliated with. I'm like, wow, I mean, these guys are really changing people's lives. Okay, you're benefiting from your skills and your talents because you applied them, but you're also changing other people's lives. You're not keeping it all to yourself. This isn't all about Tony.
That's right.
And you bring other people along with it, and it's amazing to watch. So very cool. Yeah, I read a figure, $9 billion in revenue this year will be spent on the cargo van industry.
Man,
$9 billion.
I'm so glad you're saying that right now, bro, because I try to tell people this all the time, bro. You got to understand, I'm still a student of the game too, but you have to do your research. You got to understand the industry that you're getting in. And I'm going to tell you something, I got a lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes, a lot of rappers, singers, producers that I mentor. And I tell people, like, I don't even really be mentioning their names. And I tell people, I say, yo, when you start seeing all these famous people in this business and you have opportunity to do it, you need to already be doing it, because you're letting rich people already get more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're doing it for a reason. That's why it's a $900 billion industry for 2025.
Wow.
It's booming. Yeah. It's going crazy right now.
It is. And so lots of opportunities. Let's pivot just for a second and talk about something coming up in May that I'm excited about being a part of, the Boss Makers Conference. You hosted another one last year. Tell me about the Boss Makers.
Man, hey, it's funny. I get the name from YouTube. It was a couple of people on YouTube, my YouTube channel that stick with us delivery. They always call me the boss maker. They see so many people that I get up and running. So they start saying, man, you are the boss maker.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, like, I need a name for my first conference. And it just dawned on me, use the name that they keep calling me. And I was like, yeah, the Boss Maker Conference. So we did our first annual last year, 2024. It was sold out, bro. It was so crazy to where the people, we did the online tickets, but the people that was at the hotels found out that we was doing the event, and everybody was trying to pay at the door. And I'm like, yo, you got to pay online. But we all went up letting them all in, man. So we moved to capacity. And so this is going to be my second annual, May 17th, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The tickets, by the time you see this video, the tickets probably be out.
So, yeah, how many people were at the first conference, and how many do you think will be at this year's?
We did like 150. We only supposed to do 125. We had a room that can hold 125. We did 150. This year we got a room that can hold over 200. I did an even bigger room. So it's gonna be. I mean, we already got like 80 seats already gone.
Nice.
Yeah, so we only got like really 100, 120 that really like 100 to be honest with you that we can sell. So it's gonna be monumental this year, man. We got so many surprises, and we got you, Ken Arnold. I love it because I always wanted to do something with you. And when I was on that day, it just dawned on me, man, bring Ken, man. You always say you want to do something with Ken. And so now we're here. Now I'm here on the podcast.
I appreciate it, man. Absolutely. It's gonna be a blast. What can people expect at Boss Makers?
At Boss Makers, you can expect to learn everything you need to know about the medical business, the cargo van business, the box truck business, the dispatch business. Also, you will learn how to get funding, how to get credit repair. And I also got my homie, my partner. He's a famous comedian named Fat and Funny that will be hosting this event. Y'all go check on the comedian Fat and Funny. He is hilarious.
I can't wait. Yeah, that's exciting. I think I jokingly told you on a live the other day, what do you mean, man? I'm fat and funny. Come on. But evidently it's taken, so I'm gonna have to.
Personality, Ken.
Hey, it's gonna be fun. Listen, what's the future hold for Stick With Us, man? What's the future hold for Tony Frith?
I have some huge things coming up. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can share a little bit. I mean, I am going to start a huge dispatch company. I got one already, but I'm going to start one and probably bring on like 1,000 owner operators and fleet owners across the country. I want to bring on at least 1,000, and then I got some super big I'm working on right now. And I ain't gonna say too much.
Look at you. Look at you trying to hold back. You're like, come on, you can't do an exclusive here on the Medical Courier Connection podcast. That's all right.
Started my own Stick With Us dealership coming soon, man.
Oh wow. That is sweet. So I mean, listen, you help you help people get into the industry. You just mentioned credit repair. If people don't have good credit, they can't get in. Yeah. They can't get in. So credit repair is huge. Yes. Funding is huge. Yes. Getting the right vehicle is huge. The right equipment, that's huge. Yep. Training and certification, that's important. But you're literally gonna equip people from the ground up and then give them that shove. I know you've also said that you pretty much guarantee a contract right out of the chute. Right. So I mean, how can someone not succeed using your program in this industry, man? They really have to try hard.
I had a guy just recently, shout out to Jason Harris out of Apalachicola, Florida. And he said, yo, man, I've done 11 days of working and I made $7,000, bro. I do give you a guaranteed contract. That wasn't easy to be able to give people a guaranteed contract, no matter where you live in the United States. Right. So that lets you know like how much these companies trust my judgment. And that's why I say I got another huge announcement coming soon with the medical company, SDS and MDS, because they really go off of what I say. Even the dealerships, bro. Like I got dealerships. We had a guy with a 490 credit score. And the only reason that underwriters agreed to the deal was that I was going to mentor that person and give him a guaranteed contract to make sure that he's going to be able to pay that van back. And that's what I did, bro. And he got approved with a 490. It's crazy. God, that's blessing me, bro.
Yeah, that is amazing. Actually, absolutely. So at a 490? You said credit score though. Yes. What's their interest rate on something like that?
I mean, it might be like in like 18%, 17%, somewhere right. It could be 22. I didn't ask that question. Yeah. But he was just happy. He just couldn't believe he got approved. I couldn't believe it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, you can overcome something like that. I mean, in the cargo van industry, the opportunity to make money to get that debt paid down quickly is real. It's real. I often tell people, listen, people make money delivering lab specimens, right? We talk about it all the time in our training. You can make money at that. But I'm going to be honest with you right now. You can get, the amount of money you get paid to move a lab specimen across town is let's say a 1-hour delivery is a lot different than a pallet full of medical equipment. Okay, listen. The fact of the matter is that you can make a lot more money moving a pallet than you can a specimen. Now, some people, they're happy in their cars. They're happy delivering this. They make decent money and they're good to go. And everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a place. Everybody has, certain abilities and capacities that they can do. And so, but man, the cargo van industry, box truck industry, moving more items, bigger items, just the opportunity to earn is exponentially more.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, Ken, because people on social media will say something else and people get misinformation and it's not good for the public. You know what I'm saying? Not saying a medical carrier can't make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
But we just saying that it's common sense. If you're delivering a lab specimen and then you have a whole pallet of medical supplies, I mean, that lets you know right there which one going to pay more. So I'm glad you said that.
Oh, it's the truth. And listen, I know couriers. I rode with a gal in Minneapolis a couple of years ago. She was making 75 a year.
Hmm.
Okay, 75 a year. She was
Good
putting on
money.
about she was putting on about 350 to 400 miles a day doing a medical route. I rode with her on her route, and she had maybe 8 or 10 stops on that day. But you drive for 45 minutes, you pick up from a clinic. You drive for another 45 minutes, you pick up at another clinic. Now she was going through a car a year, and of course the upkeep was high, but she was also married, so an income for one person in a marriage, that was great. Her husband had a great job, and so she was happy as a lark. There are plenty of opportunities for people to do stuff like that and make good money. And so, I mean, I've known people that have started with their sedan and they've got 4, 5, 6. I mean, Renee's got like 9 or 10 people under her that are delivering pharmaceuticals and lab specimens and some nuclear and other things like that. So it's possible. It's just how you apply yourself. It's how you run your own personal business, how you run your own personal finances. I mean, when sometimes people come to me and they say, I've got a car with 250,000 miles on it. My credit is shot. I owe 80,000 in personal bills. There are times when you tell someone, you know what? Get your life cleaned up a little bit. Now is maybe not your time. There are things that you need to do to make yourself ready to have the ability to scale up. So you got to clean those things up. And but for those that are ready, for those that are willing, for those who want to learn from Tony and stick with us, there's nothing but opportunities and there's nowhere but up.
Yep, that's right. I couldn't have said it better than that.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. So, Tony, anything else you want to add? I can't wait to hear your announcement about SDS. I'm definitely curious about that. Do they do nuclear deliveries as well, right?
On the MDS side, you got to have the hazmat endorsement and all of that to be able to deliver. There's a lot more training on that side of it. That's why they have a sister company. The MDS side is a lot easier. You can just regular driving license and get up and running and start moving. MDS, you really got to be trained. You got to have hazmat because you're doing radio pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
So it's on a whole nother level.
Yeah. So a week before we come down to you, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. at there's a meeting of an association, of one of the top associations for radio pharmaceuticals. And their chairman is a good friend of mine who, he's a safety guy for several private airlines. And he also does the nuclear med training. And so, I'm definitely familiar with it. And so we also do, as chemotherapy training. Yeah. We just recorded a podcast yesterday with our trainer for the chemotherapy. So there are hazardous meds and hazardous items that people transport. You got to get properly trained on that. Our training gets you, OSHA and HIPAA compliance. You can service the lab industry. And so, being equipped, being trained, having everything ready, that's the key. And I hear you talk about it all the time. Get your things in order. You can't just hop in your car and expect to be successful. Get these things in order.
Yep. It's just that simple. You have to. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So stay ready.
Excellent. All right. Anything else?
Look, man, I'll just say, man, I appreciate you allowing me to come on the podcast. Looking forward to you coming to the Boss Maker Conference.
Yeah.
May 17, you all, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Go to my link in my bio. Follow me on all my social media. Everything is at Stick With Us Delivery, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Please check out the YouTube channel. It's amazing. You get more in depth. You get more 15, 20 minutes of videos from me. It's amazing. Anyone looking to start a cargo van business, bar truck business, I make it simple for you, man. All you gotta do is text ready at 772-362-1777. It's that simple.
Excellent. We'll post those links post-production. And absolutely. So yeah, make sure if you're following Tony on Stick With Us, make sure you're following the right Tony. How many followers you have on Stick With Us on TikTok?
148,000. It's like 80 pages, so please be careful, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of fakes and phonies out there, but there's only one Tony Frith. There's only one. Stick with us. Tony, you're the real deal, and we're so appreciative of everything you do with us and for us, man. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person.
Me too,
next
man.
month.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be awesome. All right, Chris, wrap it up.
Awesome. Yeah. So you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and Podchaser. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll have links to Tony down in the description. And yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Blast.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate y'all bringing me on y'all podcast. It was amazing.
Yeah. Thanks for
Thanks,
coming,
Tony.
Tony.
We appreciate you.
Most definitely.
Hey, everybody. Ken with Integrity Medical Courier Training here.
And this is what's happening, right? So with such a serious subject, but he's able to inject humor.
Take a look.
How long I've been waiting for this. Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
I'm a medical courier. Of course I know how to use a spill kit.
Dude, I don't know what any of this is. I wasn't paying attention in the integrity training class.
Yeah, that sounds a bit expensive. I think I'll just train them myself. After all, this isn't rocket science.
And we have liftoff of